All right, drone video looking west, property on the right, conservation area on the left. Actually, there's a sign right there. This is going to be the Mule Shoe Conservation Area, and it just says entering state conservation area. So that's literally directly across the road from the south side of this property. A couple thousand acres of additional land that you can use for generally for hunting, recreation. The Little Niagara River flows through the conservation area. It's only about a quarter-mile away, actually. It's awesome. So we're looking at Tract 8 at the Mule Shoe Project. Direct county road frontage on its south side. That's where we are. Looking easterly, property on the left, conservation area on the right. Kind of gives you a privacy buffer with that conservation area as well, because you know, no one's going to build it across from you. Now, if we can get up in the air, we'll get a look at this. Heavily wooded property. We're looking north over the property. That's a pretty good shot right there, because you can see it does slope down. You've got that valley several hundred feet back in, and then it slopes up beyond that. So it looks like we're going to get some altitude. So we're probably parked in roughly the center of the road frontage, generally what we try to do. Panning up, looking northerly. Already mentioned heavily wooded, but I mean, you can see that. This is a fairly early spring video, which is kind of cool because you can see the different colors, which often indicates many different species of tree out there. Again, looking northerly, slopes down. You can see the valley slopes back up. And as we pan to the northwest, you can see the Mule Shoe Conservation Area, the Little Niagara River. There's a little parking area in the conservation area right there. I think we started one of our videos there, probably not for this property. And that section of the river it's gorgeous. It's clear, nice for swimming, but still has some nice deep pools of water for bass fishing, and people fish for catfish and other stuff as well. Canoeing, kayaking, all that good stuff in the river. So now we're just going to kind of do a flyover here. So from the county road, and you can look at the topo map as well, that gives a pretty good idea. It slopes down fairly quickly to that little creek bed, and we're quite sure it's a wet weather creek, but it did have water in it the couple times we were out there, and I'm sure that's what we're looking for with the drone here. It is so tough to spot creeks from the air, though, in the summertime when those leaves are starting to come out. Oh, we might have found it. Might have found it. Well, it's not a great shot, but that is the little creek bed if you look beneath the leaves. See how close we can get. I'm kind of getting nervous watching this. With the drone, if you just even brush a small branch, it sets off a lot of quick chain reaction events, which end with the drone crashing to the ground. But we're really trying to see that creek bed. That sure looks, yeah, it looks like it is. So that flows westerly and ends up in the little Niagara River, of course. And hopefully we'll keep going north, because we want to get toward the northern part where there appeared on the topo map to be a fairly large level area on this property. We didn't see any kind of driveway or trail going into it off the county road, so that could create some instant value if you were to clear or open up a driveway or a trail. As far as building sites, you've got a setback from the road. I believe it's 100 feet, but check out the listing page. But really, I mean, the coolest site in our minds would be up toward the north side of the property, where it levels off and there's kind of almost a flat knoll area, according to the topo map. That would be very private, and still potentially give you some nice views. Gorgeous tract. There are 18 or 20 tracts out here, but there are only about half a dozen that border that conservation area, or border the county road and then the conservation area. And this is one of those tracts. Borders the county road and then the conservation area along its entire south side. So now we're looking westerly. I would guess we're at the north end of the property. That's another county road that you're seeing. That's County Road 525. And looking then into the conservation area. So you've got your own private acreage where you could set up, obviously, your private campsite or deer camp, or home or cabin potentially, and then you can venture into the thousands of acres of public land for additional hunting and recreation. So now flying back to the south, now you can really see that valley. That's a good shot of that. Now we're kind of looking into the sun. It makes that valley pop out. And that's obviously where the little creek bed is. Yeah, I think we're going to try to find... Oh, there we go. Well, I saw it just a minute ago. You could see the sunlight reflecting off it. Might have to back up. Yeah, and that's what he's doing. Yeah, there's the little creek bed. Yeah, it's definitely flowing. I mean, you can see that. I think that's about as close as he wanted to get with the drone, and I don't blame him a bit. Most of these drones we're using have excellent range. I mean, like up to a mile. But when you get either way below or way above the controller, you can lose signal in a few hundred yards sometimes. So I'm sure that's what he was afraid of going down in that valley. It is lower than the county road, which is, I'm sure, where we launched with and where the controller would be. Awesome tract, super private. The county road frontage, the conservation land directly across, the Niagara River within the conservation area just to the west. I mean, there's a lot going on with this property. We seldom have anything like this, so this is awesome. That little wet weather creek bed is cool. So now we're looking west, truck on the county road, property on the right, conservation area on the left, and actually a few hundred feet ahead, the conservation area is on both sides of the road. We're essentially looking at the conservation area now, other than the property and one other tract. Gorgeous tract, amazing area, close to Lake of the Ozarks. That's where the little Niagara River ends up in about 10 or 12 miles, close to Camdenton, Missouri, and only about an hour and a half north of Springfield, Missouri. So stunning property. Check out the other maps. Let us know if you have any questions. We would love to hear from you. That's tract 8 at the Muleshoe Project.